Welcome to the Game Lounge.
Хорошно, Дору.
Oh, somebody's ringing my doorbell. Neighborhood kids. Okay.
Keep your wits about you. Always keep your eye on the price.
Ow. Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, I'll have to come back here. Back to the void ship. The Lone Mountain chain is composed entirely of a mineral with shiny mirror-like surface. The mineral itself has no particular value for production, but its properties make this place incredibly beautiful. The sky is brilliantly reflected in the many surfaces of the plateaus, oddly shaped rocks, stone arches, and columns. The view is especially stunning on clear, starry nights, or when aurora trails down the dance in the sky. The enraptured crew have asked the Lord Captain's permission to visit the remarkable place. Grant shore leave. Without incident, and the ship's officers talked about it for weeks afterward. Even the Xenos Irrelit marveled at the rock columns sprinkled with reflected stars. She even deigned to speak to the other officers, telling them the place reminded her of Krudarak, her homeworld. Oh. How wonderful. Alright. Time to test out the new stuff. As soon as you draw close to the unknown ship, it points its loaded cannons directly at you. Several other ships emerge from the shadows of drifting asteroids, tightly encircling you. Captain Xantha Labouche offers a mocking greeting and a proposition. You can bar your way out of this, but the price must be to her soul's satisfaction. The outrageous suggestion sends your crew into a fury. You are in a no-win scenario. You can enter in an uneven fight and lose everything, or shamefully pay to save your skin, sacrificing only your pride. Ooh, there you go, -20. That's why it's good to have over 100, just in case. I got nothing. Make crime parent, but admits that killing penniless rogue traders isn't her style. The nameless ship retreats safely into the warp, leaving you alone. Aha! Well, at least we got out of that. Oh. Damn it. The officers on one of the lower decks stopped providing status reports. 3 days had since passed since the Vox system broadcasted anything other than subdued moans and wet slapping noises. An enforcer squad sent to investigate reported that denizens of the lower levels had regressed to animals and succumbed to depravity. The connection with the squad was shortly lost. The high mission area of the Adeptus Ministorum became flushed with fury and condemned these as designs of the archenemy. The hotbed of heresy was cleansed with fire and prayer. Make it safe. Let's get over there. Uncharted. Mundus Nullius. Mundus Nullius. Ooh, a Space Hulk. Starship Alliance. I'm assuming that's a Space Hulk. It says Hulk. Did I get anything? Okay. No, I don't need stems. But I need all the health packs. Oh, that's a weird shaped rock. Let's do that. The augurs have detected wreckage in the void ship's vicinity, but the exact nature of the wreckage remains unclear. Oh. Okay. Begin scan of the screen planet. Uh-oh. Valley of Sleep. The crew has discovered a hidden valley littered with thousands of animal skeletons. Augur data suggests there's some kind of sleeping gas vents here. It's likely the animals either don't realize that they are heading for a deadly trap or even come here to die on purpose. Ah. For shame. New routes. Ah. Colony management. Lord Captain, we received a report from Dargonis. Some common folk from the now ruined Scipion 84249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance, forming into gangs known as the Engine Vandals. They now ride across the wastes on wasteland-adapted cleaning Goliaths. They have declared themselves outside the law, raiding the hive's outskirts, only to escape retribution. Bereft of the grace of shelter behind the walls of the blessed hives, they are willing to do anything to prolong their fleeting lives under the open sky. They curse your lordship's apparent cruelty. Rumor has it that the Foreman clan in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipione associates with these vandals. We could pass on your words to the renegades via the Foreman, or force them to disclose the locations of the rebels' nomadic camps. Why not pay them? I am certain they will be diligent, else they risk their one source of existence, your mercy. A meeting with the leaders of the Engine Vandals was organized through the mediation of the Foreman clan. They have gladly accepted the dynasty's proposal to serve. Of course, the outskirts of the cities remain prone to incident. The savage warriors of the wastelands are always eager to raid, and rumors of petty skirmishes between them and the hive guilds regularly give people cause to worry. Nice. Oh. A disturbing report has come from the quarries of Vebo 6. The convicts have lost their minds. They forget how to use tools. They huddle together and continue to stare aimlessly into space, even under the lashes of the whips, ruining the mining deadlines. Some are possessed with the urge to use their own nails to scratch blasphemous symbols on tools, machines, and even their own bodies. The most mad have painted the walls of several mines from floor to ceiling with the symbols and then gone off deep into the mining tunnels. None of them could be found. The overseers consider it a ploy to divert attention away from the escapes and an impending rebellion. What are the symbols? It is hard to give these drawings any sort of intelligible definition. Unnaturally round circles connected by lines. The lines are interrupted by groups of dots. Some patterns follow a certain common logic, while others are unique. I can provide your lordship with pics of them. The symbols are connected through a strange logical sequence. What about you? What say you? My advisors, I am detecting an intriguing pattern in the drawing of the symbols left by the prisoners. Hypothesis, they have a practical purpose. Requesting clearance for the Adeptus Mechanicus to access the mines and investigate the specimens. Disappearing prisoners? What is the point of running away from penal servitude if the entire world is a prison cell? No, Shireen, these Ashmags have found some sort of smuggling tunnel network and are hiding there. And the drawings are their secret language, which they use to give orders to their fellow prisoners. I know some guys who can find such secret places and decipher these languages. If convicts appear to continue disappearing for no reason, then unrest will soon follow, whether out of fear or hope for the possibility of escape. To stifle this, we must put pressure on the convicts' leaders. My experience suggests that such people can hold more sway than any overseer. Alright, check it out. There is no sacrifice more worthy than one made in the name of the quest for knowledge. The examination of their brain tissue did not reveal any mutations. Those laborers who had completely lost their utility were granted servitorization in order to maintain production levels. However, one discovery was made after all. The prisoners' drawings were too systematic. They could not be mere gibberish. The sets of repeating dashes and dots were far too similar. It's Morse code. But if it was indeed a secret code, then judging by its complexity and the impossibility of decoding it, its language was definitely not invented by a convict. It sounds like Morse code. I need to get more stuff. So, like, I could go all the way there? It just won't be good? Let's try it. Oh, I get ya. You can chart a course. Aha. Now, becoming overrun with putrescent fungal corruption, the mycelium claimed one chamber after another. Thick black spores poisoned the rogue trader servants, causing their eyes to burst and their veins to swell until their skin ruptured. The clan was issued reinforced unirobes and gas masks so they could keep working while the soldiers burned away the infestation. Alright. Herbandist. What's over here? Oh, finally. Oh, the Imperion. Navi. Oh, I see. Select tradable. Alright, let's try going to football. I just gotta talk to that one guy. Ooh, it's been a while. This guy. Nice. The refugees from Kavagama are looking at you, some with apprehensive frowns, some with unconcealed gratitude. Made a coffee. I need information. What happened? Back in the square, things are rough on Kiavagama. Maybe there isn't a Kiavagama anymore. The planet was attacked by a horde of heretics. They shouted unholy prayers and cut down people left and right. We heard everything from orbit. Listening to one Voxcast after another, we realized there wasn't anyone left to save, so we thought we'd run. But then it was like our crew went mad somehow. The captain smashed his own head against the cogitator, and so did half of the officers. Oh, okay. Everyone who did that. Only 3 ships made it out alive. Ours being one of them. We didn't know what happened to the other 2. They never made it to Footfall. Maybe they disappeared in the warp, or maybe something else happened to them. What became of your ship? Apologies, we couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We were lucky to get us all the way to Footfall. It's at the far docks, but there isn't much use for it anymore. It doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere, and the local recollegers... I've already removed some of the valuable parts. You can send your people to take apart whatever is left. Scavenge some components. Nice. A map of the expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls roiled and tangled the paths. How did you desperate ones reach Footfall all the way without a navigator? Frightened by Cassia's appearance, the refugee covers his face with his hands, trembling violently. Please forgive my worthless words, but we were feeling our way in the dark. You could say. All we had is some old maps. We prayed to the god Emperor day and night while our helmsman plotted the course. A miracle it must have been, your lordship.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, I guess we should make our way to Kiava.
Left in the dust.
That'll be the thing. Let's get to Kiavagama. Let's see what's going on there. Ooh. I did not notice that. Straight to Kiava. Save. Alright, what's here? What's happening on Kiava? Lord Captain, according to telemetry, we are in the system of Kiavagama, the main industrial world of the Von Valancius dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Gaprak have been unsuccessful. But wait! The Voxmaster is silent for a few seconds. Lord Captain, a new report. Kiavagama is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept it? Ignore. As you command, Lord Captain. The Voxmaster switches to a nearby comm channel to relay your instructions to the crew. For several minutes, nothing happens. Lord Captain, we ignored the transmission as you ordered, but the Vox system has detected a dozen more incoming requests. Their number is growing every second, and each one is becoming more insistent and stronger. I think I hear something. Suddenly, a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear violent tirades of garbled binaric code, like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartment's Vox system. Looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. Oh, we got a book. It's been a while since we've had a book. Start a picked recording. The Void Ship's bridge. Sounds of working cogitators and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting beeping sound, followed by lumens going out. In the dim glow of candles, the emergency lights, one of the officers in frame cries out. Another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping of Voxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with all compartments. One of the bridge officers turns to the throne. Lord Captain, the Vox stations are malfunctioning and overloading the system. None of our outgoing transmissions are getting through. The incoming ones that do make it are distorted beyond interpretation. The Lord Captain gives the order to decipher it. Proceed. A team of decryption experts gets to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cogitators. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console. Another is writing something on a piece of parchment. But then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Another scream, a tech priest who is mid-prayer tears himself to pieces with his own mechadendrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of picked recording damaged after contact with unknown object. Oh, jeez. An enforcer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as he... Strength. Yes. The image on the pict is fuzzy, nothing but glimpses of people shouting racket and the Lord Captain's orders. Within minutes, the crazed crew members are either dead or bound and unconscious. The officers clustered around the Lord Captain are barely breathing but unharmed. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engine seer who has turned to the Lord Captain from the station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint and it is now running through the ship's veins. Omnissiah, preserve us. The Voidborn officer appears to be before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the bridge, there is a terminal for an isolated system that might still be allowed pop. The pipes over the officers' heads burst, and the blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through a cogitator panel. The picked frame spins uncontrollably. The servoscope was jolted by the gust. The picked recorder fogs over, and the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and a death cry. Gas on the bridge! A junior attendant shouts and instantly doubles over, inhaling the poisoned air. The rogue trader. Evacuate. The rogue trader personally oversees the evacuation. Bring the plasma cutters! Get the wounded to the exit! The officers repeat his orders when the servo skull following the rogue trader reaches the doors. They fall to the plasma cutters and crumble outward. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush his lungs with air. Then he straightens, smooths his uniform, and heads toward a goal known only to him. The servo skull follows. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter about in the dark halls, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Curt orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the falling officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor by the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap with his head smashed in technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his ports. The Lord Captain decides to take his chances restoring the terminal. The rogue trader rips the power key off the tech priest's mechadendrite and opens the cover on the terminal. Sparks fly into his face, but he is confident in his manipulation of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up to now. When the machines went out of control, they started turning people insane. Others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation on the maintenance bay is the direst. The captain knows where help is needed most. He decides to head to the maintenance bay himself. The rogue trader arrives not a moment too soon. The crew, frightened out of their wits, have already cornered the priests of the Omnissiah and are about to execute them. The Lord Captain stands between the angry mob and the tech priests, his sheer presence already giving the crowd pause. Harshly cutting off any objections from the crew, the rogue trader orders the officers he gathered on the way here to escort the mutineers out and set up a guard post outside the bay, where the tech priests begin to offer desperate prayers to the crippled machine spirits. Back on the bridge. The walk to the bridge is uneventful. The crisis has passed. Although wounded and crippled, the ship is nevertheless returning to its normal operation. Life on the bridge is as bustling as ever, even though the people are surrounded by destruction. Their senior officers have the situation under control, and the people have been organized. The emergency crew have already finished preparing the pipes, and the technomats are setting up cogitators and consoles. And the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By the comm station, the rogue trader runs to the Voxmaster. "Praise the Emperor, you're in one piece, Lord Captain. The situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comm channels. Soon all the Voxcasters will be fully operational." Another man appears in the picked frame, a junior officer, completely out of breath, carrying a heap of scrolls. The Voxmaster nods at him. "Ah, here are the reports, Lord Captain. If you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the state of affairs on the ship." End of picked recording. Lord Captain, the situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequences of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave the system. Allow me to bring you up to date. Fortunately, the bridge suffered only minor losses. The reports mention only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Kiavagamma went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I will refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world to avoid a second attack. I'm afraid we have exhausted our options for remote analysis. More information can only be obtained by closing the distance or even sending an away party to the planet's surface. The time has come to remind you about our agreement, Aubrey. I must be present in your entourage during your expedition to Kiavagamma. I am counting on your cooperation. The crew is awaiting your further instructions, Lord Captain. Ooh.